This is my friend Rennie. She's a comic book creator, has an Indiegogo campaign on a comic called Fiendish. It's really great. You should check it out, but this is not why I made the video. The reason I made the video is that she is pointing out something very important that you're not really allowed to point out in polite circles. Sometimes I wonder if gender ideology is a giant psyop by actual misogynists to erase women and devalue femininity. Well, given the fact that James Gunn is really defending The Flash right now, kind of makes you think. But if you look at it, right, like this is Nebula as she was initially created. She's got long hair. She's got very athletic, feminine body. And then this is how she was presented in Guardians of the Galaxy. She doesn't have the hair anymore, but it's like a different, more robotic design. I kind of get it. And for some reason, right, this is the new character. Something's missing. Where are they? Where are they? But many people in the comment section are saying that it's like they swapped her head and put it on the body of a dude, and this is what came out. Now, there is absolutely no reason for this, given the fact that there was absolutely no complaints for this model. Right? Like, not a single person on any forum complained about this model whatsoever. So it was an artistic choice in order to make her look like this. And, you know, if it was just one character, that would be fine. But we noticed this happening all over the place. And initially it started in comic books. It moved on to video games. And apparently now they're doing it in movies as well. So the question is why? Initially, it was due to third wave feminism, which said that Hollywood is objectifying women. So by showing pictures like this, it creates unrealistic beauty standards for men, right? So this is why women cannot get boyfriends, because boys are reading comic books like this, and they're actually surrounded by women. Like when I was a teenager, my phone was constantly ringing, just non-stop, and every time I picked up, it was another girl. And I kept saying, it's like, look, I looked at your Instagram, and you don't look like the lady from my comic books. Like, I just can't. I can't go out with you, right? And because of that, a lot of women were upset, and they created the third wave feminist movement in order to get back at me, because I trolled them. And they were like, no more, okay? Like, we need to change this. We need to make it like this. Now, as I mentioned before, it's happening everywhere, and it's so common that the internet even calls it budget cuts, when the breasts are completely removed. Now, take this with a grain of salt, but I heard it from 3 different game developers. This is not something that I am saying. This is what game developers from AAA companies have told. One of them is at Blizzard. 2 more from Ubisoft. And what they told me is that this is part of inclusivity. It's to erase from the public psyche that women are supposed to look like this, and they're trying to make it so that women and men are interchangeable. It's body type A, body type B type of option in video games. Okay, this is what the AAA game developers have told me. Okay, fine, you know, but the problem is you're asking me money to see this. Like, part of the movie is the visual thing. Like, you need to have a hell of a good story to compensate for this choice, for this casting choice. Because it's everywhere. It's not just this character. It's everywhere, right? Like, you're purposefully just doing the budget cuts all across the board. So I need to choose. Do I go to see your movie or do I watch some anime? And so far, we get to see the sales that are speaking for themselves, and I made a video about it. Manga is BTFOing Western comics. And if they keep doing this, I guess we have South Korean movies. We got movies that are from the past that we can watch, right? Like, part of a movie is the visual aspect. Now, if you're marketing a movie to teenagers, which oftentimes like comic books are, like the older you get, the more less likely you are to still like the cape shit, the superhero stuff that they're pulling out. So you're trying to cater to the teenage audience. The teenage audience likes sex and violence. Right? Like, that is it. And you're removing the sex. Now, if you think about it, some of the popular slashers from the 90s, like, what do they have? They have the teenage girls or the teenage college students going into the cabin in the woods, or the abandoned lake resort, and you have like the shot with the girl swimming in the pool and the killer like Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger coming to get her, right? Because they understood the market. It's like, okay, well, this is what people want. We're going to give it to them. But now they're like, no, we need to change society. And I'm sorry, but it's not your fucking place to change society on my fucking money, right? Like, you want me to pay money for you to change society. How about you pay it for yourself? Like, why isn't the movie free then? If it's such an important message for society, why don't you sell it for free? If you're literally out there to help marginalized folk, why are you charging money for that? So, this is the problem. And it's interesting because, like, Hollywood is hemorrhaging money. And this whole idea that it's like, oh, well, it's oppressive to women, right? Like, sexualizing women is bad. We live in the age of OnlyFans and Twitch. Like, women are sexualizing themselves just fine. You can even argue that it's empowering. I mean, Pokimane is a multi-millionaire. Like, she makes more money than I will ever make in my life using Twitch, right? So, like, come on. Let's cut the crap. And you know, like, this should be criticized. I know, like, a lot of people do not want to criticize it because they're ashamed or they don't want to get into the controversy. But, like, there should be a reason why they keep doing this, right? And if they believe it's inclusivity, come out and say it. Just stop being a coward. Okay, you want to be inclusive. Fine, just say it. Just come out and say the reason why you think that this is unacceptable. And this is a problem. And you want to go with this. And I wish, like, every single game developer and movie maker and comic book writer would come up and explain. It's like, oh, realistic body. Like, shut the fuck up. Because my brother in Christ, we're talking about a woman that's got metal arms. I think realism went out the window a long time ago. It's very interesting how you don't talk about realism when it's about combat, the violence, right? So the violence is over the top, which is good, because like, it's supposed to be cool. Like, you're supposed to go to the movie to be entertained. But when it's about the visual effects, oh, there you want realism. Yes, there you want realism. So you want me to pay money to see average people. Why am I paying money then for? I can see average people on the fucking street. It's supposed to be a movie. Like, you're supposed to make something that's very rare. And there's a shortage now of how rare it is, so that people pay you money to get to see that. And again, the rant is not about Nebula, okay? Like, I don't care about Nebula. It's just a trend that I keep noticing. And the internet notices. It's the budget cuts. Stop it with the budget cuts. Women can look like this. Like, you swung the pendulum so fucking far to the other side that in every single comic book and every single video game that's coming out, women are flat. Why? And it's not just the chest, like broad shoulders, strong jawline, masculine features. Just stop it. Get some help. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.